Coach, a big second half, especially defensively. Go ahead, give us your overall thoughts on the game.
Yeah, I thought the first quarter we had, we count 3 stops in a row. We call those a turkey. We had 3 in the first quarter, and we tried to get 6 for the game, and we didn't have a single one in the second quarter. And I thought we weren't very active in our zone. We allowed cutters and flashers to the middle of the floor and just didn't bump them, didn't communicate very well. And then we were turning the ball over, so we needed to do a better job defensively. We challenged them at halftime, and I thought they came out in the third quarter and really defended much better. And I thought the way they set the tone defensively in the third quarter allowed us to get out and run, allowed us to get some easies in transition, allowed us to attack, get to the middle of the paint. Rob hits 2 huge threes. That's big, not just for her and not just for tonight, but moving forward. You've got to honor her and respect her at the three-point line. She spent a lot of time working on that, and I thought those 2 tonight were really big. They came at times where they had just had a run, and so that answered them and gave us a little cushion. And so that's big because now you got to fly out at her a little bit more. And in the past, you play her for the drive. And so really proud of the work that she's put in. It was really cool to see that go in. I mean, those are the only 2 threes we made tonight, and I thought we got a number of good looks. We made the 1 3 that they call a charge on Paris's drive and kick. But really proud of their effort in that sense defensively to start the third quarter, and I thought it carried over to the fourth quarter.
Rob mentioned obviously the ball movement improving as the game went on. I mean, how much for a younger group like this, is that going to be the key this year? Where they're not, I know they're not ball hawks necessarily, but when they realize that sharing the ball, it affects the game at the level.
Yeah, I think it's just a thing where it depends on how people are guarding you, and sometimes they want to be so perfect and they can be tentative and. They need to attack, and Jordan said it. But basketball's basketball, regardless of your age. You've got to recognize how they're guarding ball screens. How am I being defended? What's the open player? Get to that, read that second and third line of defense, and now I see the open player. And I think once they get that, we're turning the ball over way too much right now. We were better Thursday, I think, with only 13 or 14, but 22. I mean, we score 71, and we have 22 turnovers. We shoot 45%. And we get to the line 26 times. I think we can be 85, 90 if we'll take better care of the basketball. And we've got to be able to do that, especially when you go on the road. And as, we're playing older players and going to be playing older players all year long, we've got to make sure that we do a better job. I just thought we were tentative and passive offensively. Much better in the second half. We had some late against the press, but few of those were offensive fouls, moving screens, but we'll get that corrected. But proud of, Gianna draws 11 fouls. I think a couple at the end were in, stopping the clock and putting her at the line, but goes 9 of 11, and that's huge. Didn't have a great shooting night, but I thought she did a good job of getting us in offense. I thought their zone slowed us down a little bit, and when we go back and watch it, they're going to see. And we were able to show them a clip at halftime, but just flash to open areas instead of flashing and standing behind a defender. And I think, I think we've got the personnel to be able to do that.
So much was made, obviously, with Anelar leaving. I mean, Isla, 3 games. I mean, talk about a presence down. I mean, just what have you seen from her since she's kind of arrived?
Yeah, and and we told everybody we were going to have to play differently. When you lose someone with the numbers that she put up for 5 years for us, it's definitely different, and it was going to have to be by committee. And we haven't even seen Avery yet, and she's going to add a huge piece to that. She's a tough scorer. Isla gets 14 tonight. 12 boards, her first double-double. If you would have told me that, that she was going to be in Game 3 getting a double-double against, and she's playing against veteran post players. Those are 2 players that have played a lot of basketball, played in NCAA tournaments at their previous school, and she's holding her own. And I think she's going to continue to grow. She has to gain great confidence from that. And that's something that we tell all of them, we can't give you that by telling you things. It's going out and doing it every day, putting in the work, and then seeing it happen in games. And so really proud of that. The really neat thing, and I said this on the radio, but we get in the locker room, and the first thing that I hear is Melissa, who started the game and didn't have her best game today. She shouts out Isla for a double-double. And I didn't even look at the stat sheet yet, didn't even know that. But that's a teammate calling up a freshman, and that's what's been fun about this group is watching them grow. They just want to win. They both said it up here. They want to compete, and that's really important, especially in this climate and this day and time. Sometimes it can be very individualized. I'm going to go get mine. And they're doing a really good job of pulling for each other, and they just want our group to be successful.
You have to bear with me on this stat. So since at least 98, no tech,
That was a good year.
Yeah, no tech freshman has ever started their first 3 games in double figures outside of her.
Jordan Marshall.
Yeah,
Yeah, I had no idea she had 22.
yeah.
And you said it, it's it's almost quiet, and you look up and you're like, well, the kids had 1 rebound shy of starting for 3 games of having a double-double,
Yeah.
like, in each game. And it's so unassuming, and you love that about her because that's her personality, but she also has she's got a killer instinct in there. And when we get that, to come out, she's very selfless. She's an old soul. I'm just really glad she's on our team. She's fun to be around. She doesn't take herself too seriously, and she really just competes. And she's got a great skill set that I don't even think she knows how good she can be.
Thank you.
Awesome.